Okay, right off the bat.
It just got rare. Okay, I'll consider sparing it for now.
Oh wait, iron sword.
Ooh.
Here I'm digging out the area for our string tuber. I just carved out the rock. 700 days later, one still exists, but I don't use it.
I think I did this wrong. Okay, I figured out how to get it to work. Turns out it only works on diamond.
There we go. My It might be the earliest I've ever gotten a piece of diamond armor. Thank
you. And finally, ooh, smite 32.
A few inches later.
So, as you can see, I finally have mending. Not advancement statistics. Items broken. 88 lecterns broken. Hi, Editor Revolting here. So, I'm just gonna say it. After a bit of this, I went back to looking for lava. This time I decided to try searching to the north and not the south, and pretty quickly I found some lava. After that, after a bit of trying, I was able to open my Nether portal, and I did a lot of Nether exploration. I was going to try and beat the dragon, but yeah, there was no problem with that. This is a custom preset, and for some reason, on this custom preset, the Ender Dragon did not spawn. And by that, I mean no stronghold. So basically, I can't really beat the game properly. So I looked in MogSwomp's Discord server, and there are stronghold coordinates pasted in there because apparently every flat world has the exact same stronghold coordinates. And if I'm looking at it correctly, so yeah, what I'm going to try to do is go to those stronghold coordinates and see if one did spawn, but it's just not working for some reason. Hi, it's Fulton again, so yeah, as you can see, well, you can't really see it, but it's now next day, and so we're going to continue building the base.
Silk Touch! Finally! I think actually up here, I think would actually probably be better. Kind of where a lot of this stuff is. Seems like actually a pretty good place to build for now. I think maybe this I'll build out like 14 blocks because then like add with this wall and then another one that'll make it 16. So. Oh wait! Ooh, Wandering Trader. Perfect. Let's see what you got. Please have something good. I want to kill you. Oh, nice, sir. Okay, so what I'm thinking is to add a little bit more color to this, I might just get some gold from every fair. Honestly, out of all these, I'm not sure which one's the best. That's right. You know what? Just make sure nobody spawns on the quote-unquote roof. I'm just gonna... First, I'm gonna just slab it up. And yep, okay, that's good. First night in the new crib, let's go! Okay, actually, I think the last thing I'm gonna do for the house in this video is literally just gonna be to decorate the top here. So as you can probably see in the title and thumbnail, we're going to be building a new Nether hub. Because I've never built one before and I want to build one. I just wasted 30 levels on this. So yeah, my plan is, actually, we're going to have to talk about the last video real quick. In episode 1, I started looking for a stronghold, but since this is a custom world, I can't actually get strongholds for some reason. It's kind of dumb, but you know what, I'll make rules. So the plan is, we're going to grab a lot of blackstone, because I want to build my own stronghold in the Nether as my Nether base. Yeah. Hello, gentlemen. You guys just go by me. Just forget that exists for a second. And... Hey, you wrap up my sword. Okay, where'd I put my minerals? There, two. Hey, little update here. So I've gotten a lot of progress on a portal room, pretty much done. Last video was only a few hours ago, so how's it good? Let's go! New wood! Hey, wait. Okay, sir. I'm gonna build the library. After I build the library, we're gonna start freestyling this thing. So, what have you been doing? Well, I'm back into Bastion. And I'm looking at his chest. Cool, we got an armor trim.
Fun fact, episode 2 is when I began live streaming this world.
And in this part of the stream, we built an armory. And you know what? Streaming was honestly really fun. I'm very glad I decided to get back into it. Okay, so, we made the armory in the live stream. It looks better when the brightness is set to moody. I'm also pretty sure a majority of Bastion... Huh? Okay. That kinda hurt. Physically and mentally. So the idea here is that I'm actually not going to get 2 piglins like I originally planned. I'm just going to get 1. And then that 1 piglin is going to go in a future cage here. You and I are going on an adventure together. He's coming for me. Penis man. Now it's time to actually begin collecting all the soil sand and soil we're gonna need for this. I want to make it look like this structure was hidden, like dug into all the sand and everything. So we're going to actually go and collect all the blocks for that, and we're probably going to be needing a lot. So yeah, I'm not really sure why I went all the way up to this area here. You're probably seeing it on screen now. Placing all the soul sand and soil was semi-annoying because I hate walking on soul sand, but it wasn't a huge problem. And you know what? The only real place I really don't like that terraforming is probably like the right side of it.
just because like that's like a really big like overhang. It kind of overhangs off into basically nowhere. But I don't really feel like fixing it, so I probably never will. And now, the ultimate reveal for the Never Hub. Also, I tried to get replay mod footage working for this, but it just didn't work. So currently, we notice something. There's these small little plant farms here. Here's the thing. These farms suck ass. There's at least one of every plant in this village. I was originally thinking sort to the left, but now, according to my plans, there's going to be an iron farm there. Argentine Tower. That's what I'm calling it. So yeah, that's what I did. I just planted the wheat part of it all. I will probably end up coming back to this later. It's a stupid idea, but I'm pretty stupid too, so who am I to talk? Okay, I want to get more space in the breeder, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my shovel, my glorious shovel, and I'm going to use it to go over here and start digging out an area here. Hi, future Volton here. For some reason I can't find the footage of me getting the Wyver skeleton skulls for the Wyver, but I was able to get them. Boy, those suck to get. Anyway, then came the Wyver fight. I was super underprepared. My gear was not up to the task, and it ended up taking me a while to actually finish. I'm never doing this boss again. At least not until I get more practice. God, this was embarrassing. So I think the only place I can really go now is down. And that's what I did. I dug out a basement. Currently, there's only one room, that being the smelting room. And you know what, I'm not sure if I even will be expanding the basement again for a while. And now I'm gonna start on placing all the slabs needed for this roof. Went through my footage, and I did find a clip of the old villager weird I was working on. You can probably see why it didn't get anywhere. Yeah, the thing does not fit at all. So you can probably see why I tore it down. It also has jungle stairs because I don't have any spruce, which I would have loved to use for this. Okay, I reloaded the world earlier, and yeah, I had to block this up with just the most random shit I could find. But now, all the villagers have been moved to the new breeder. Except for two. They have no idea that the path to escape was temporarily opened up. And you know what? They probably never will. They'll live their entire lives thinking that there was never a way out. You know, while this place was under construction with them inside, there was for a few seconds a way to get out of here. But no, they'll never know. Anyways, this place is almost done, but the last thing we need to do, and before the villagers wake up, is just begin like making like dots around the walls. What the hell is happening out there? And just fill them in with... Hi, Future Volton here. Just so you know, both attempts I made at making an iron farm failed miserably. I tried making a more normal one, but the zombie died, and I just kind of gave up with villagers because,
He comes back over to reclaim it. However, it vanished yet again. This time, he was not interested and wandered off. But it reappeared. How? How is this possible? How is this buffoonery possible? Who knows? But it kept reappearing and vanishing. However, his brain is slower than a snail. Like, seriously, really fucking slow.
Yeah, I kind of went a bit insane. I started becoming British.
I think I'll just fill these holes in with stone for now. I can change this later.
Okay, we got all the stone in, and that actually used up a perfect snack, so that's actually really nice. Now, to get all these dupers actually working, we need to actually switch to vanilla Minecraft. Anyway, as you can see, I'm now back on vanilla Minecraft. That means I know tree cutting mod or a mini-map. I mean, mods are still going to work when I turn Forge back on. I still know the alternate villages over there. But still. Anyway. The next thing I need to really do is I think I just need to prime up all of these. Hi, Editor Fulton here. Just wanted to say that none of this redstone you're seeing here actually worked. See, I think this will be the last one. Yep, just let all that funnel in. I'm not gonna lie, these dirt walls mixed with this stone one here is kind of pissing me off, so I might fix that. Cannot get a stronghold on my world. Like, I tried finding one, just couldn't. Oh. Oh. Go, go, go. Anyway, we've now got this outer ring in place. I get so much string, because one of them wanted to know what I needed all this string for. And if you're wondering that too, viewer, the answer is money. Because this time, I want to build the wall, the lower part of the walls, out of slabs. You may be wondering, Volton, why the fuck slabs? It's because, first of all, they actually have a slightly different feel when you use them in a build. Y'all, to rename my Silk Touch pickaxe here to the Warden, it needs 6. Oh my god. So as you can see, I was actually, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I intended on doing actually 18 dupers, 9 there and 9 on top, to give it height. But thing is, like, with how high I had to place the dupers by themselves, and coupled with the fact that they are already 4 blocks tall, I realized that it would probably just make more sense to just continue building up that normal facade all the way up. And when I'm actually, like, standing around, it kind of takes up pretty much the rest of the space, so there's basically no need to actually get any, like, fake rooms or whatever. Most dreaded part of any build. Miles would know what I'm talking about. I don't really know where the rest of my stuff went, but I'll probably find it later and start smashing my face against my desk. Okay, what else is... Oh yeah, here's the old duper. I did not destroy it, it's still here actually. It still works actually. But thing is, I've only leveled up 1 cleric. And glowstone was a bit expensive. Hey. So, I wasn't really planning on recording right now. I was planning on just finishing up on getting all the resources I would need to finish the roof of the factory. And then when I came out, I noticed, oh, it's dark out. There's a lot of mobs. I should go back inside. And then when I went on the next day, which is now, I look over here and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of creeper explosions. Hopefully no mobs got in. You can't see it here, but there's actually exposed air right there, which allowed for, basically, all these holes here, these were created by creepers. That's a really big fucking hole. Was there a charged creeper or something? Like, seriously. Oh god, this is exposed too. Yeah, y'all, this is bad. This is actually bad. Like, y'all may be thinking, oh, Volton, this is a good thing. Now you can get super good deals. Ow. Oh god, I do not trust that. I'm locking up. No, this is really bad. I'm not that rich. I don't have that much fucking gold. Like, y'all. In fact, in episode 2, I used most of my gold on a fucking decoration in my Nether hub. Was it even worth it? No, probably not. Literally every single one of these guys down there are infected. I'm not rich. I mean, look at this. They're all infected, and I'm pretty sure some of them burned into sunlight as well. Oh, my entire industry is fucked. Yeah, I'm still not gonna heal any of these guys. I left 2 of them dead so I could heal them, but honestly, I think it would just be easier to steal some villagers from the alternate village. Like, literally, I think that would genuinely be easier. So yeah, this was a big waste of time. I think it might be time to destroy this house here. Well, it's not really a house, it's pretty sure it was a horse stable or something. So now we're just gonna get kind of like just a really rough shaped path heading over to the string factory. So yeah, we're just gonna get this quick path in place. Hey there, I'm Volton from Volton Productions, and welcome back to my flat world after like several months. So, in this episode of the flat world, we've got some stuff to do. As you can see in the thumbnail, it took me 300 days to finish a certain project. But you know what, we also got a lot of other stuff done on the way, and I can't wait to show you guys it all. So, let's go back to day 167. To start off the challenge on day 167, I actually first booted up the world in vanilla Minecraft. Everything before this was all recorded on Forge. I need to load it up in vanilla so that way I could actually repair the string duper. Specifically, duper number 9. As for some reason, after I had built it in episode 3, it broke. And I didn't bother fixing it then because I didn't want to have to change versions, so yeah, I waited. However, I was able to successfully fix the duper after a bit of testing. After that, I reloaded the game, but this time with fabric. Anyway, then I went down to the villager breeder and killed the final 2 zombie villagers. I originally intended on healing them, but decided against it because I just was not rich enough at the time. I did not have good access to sugar, which I need to cure villagers. And if I remember correctly, in my old world, it took me at least 300 days or so to actually get sugarcane. That's just because I was lucky. Anyway, after that, I started going over to the alternate village to get some more villagers. But it turned nighttime, so I decided to go to sleep. On day 168, I continued sprinting out to the alternate village. I grabbed a villager, and then brought him back over to my village. I did notice on the way back, though, that my original mending villager also got infected. But you know what? That means I don't have to do anything to, I don't have to build him anything, so I think that's okay. Anyway, I started moving the second villager over, but it turned night, so I hit the sack. On day 169, I finished bringing the new villager over to the breeder. Afterward, I left the 2 down there, grabbed some bread, and then went back down, while also fixing the rest of the damage from episode 3. And after I released them from the boats, I called them to become a farmer, and also threw a lot of bread at them. And you know what? This was perfect. I now had villagers. Well, again, I guess I should say. Anyway, after that, I decided to begin construction on a facade outside to try and prevent episode 3's disaster from happening again. In this episode, specifically, we're going to be trying to focus mainly on a section E of the plans here, which is the central part of the town. And on day 70, I continued outlining the facade and then actually began building up the walls. Basically, the old entrance, well, I guess not really old entrance, but The entrance to the villager breeder is now just gonna serve as just, well, the basement. Oh yeah, I also took this screenshot just to really show that I got new villagers. Continued placing blocks, and then I started putting in the floor. I was using jungle wood because at this point, that was the only other wood type I had. But trust me, I'll get another wood type in this video. Unlike last time when I got scammed by the wandering trader. I will never forget his betrayal. On day 171, I finally got started on building up some of the walls. Obviously it is going to follow the same general theme as my house, that being mostly made of deepslate, as that's become the general theme of, well, the city, which the true name of it, by the way, will be revealed on day 200. Anyway, I got some support beams up and some more deepslate down before I ran out, so I spent a lot of the day mining for some more. Then I did some more work on the walls before going back to bed. Day 172, I continued building up that house. I decided to use crimson fences as windows because I felt it would fit the industrial theme. Also because, canonically, and this is some of Voltage Productions Flat World lore, this house is owned by Old Man Charlie, and well, he was just kind of most he could afford. Fence windows. Anyway though, I did run out of crimson wood while building, so I had to go into Nether to get some more. I got a decent amount, but some hoglins were attacking me, and also some skeletons. I decided to go back to the overworld, and good timing too, because it just turned night. For days 173 and 174, they were pretty much the same thing. Both of them were really just spent finishing up the walls and finishing the roof. That's all there really is to say about these days. Also, if it seems like I'm going fast, because I am, we have a couple hundred days to go through here, and I want to try and make this video shorter, so yeah. On day 175, I finished building the roof for Old Man Charlie's house. However, we're not done with the build just yet. We still have the interior to do. However, that'll have to wait for a little bit. After I finished the roof, I decided to go and mine more deepslate since I'd already used up a lot of it. I go through the stuff very quickly if you have not noticed. After that, I decided to tend to the crops behind my house. I wanted to get a full field of all 4 major crops. The next day, I went back to farming and I got all the plants redone. I had a lot of beets on me now, and beets are objectively the worst crop in the game, so I decided to just chuck them to the villagers. They hardly eat anything, so the beets were a blessing. After that, I went back inside of Old Man Charlie's house to begin actually decorating. But, well, it wouldn't really be a Voltage Productions video if I didn't die at least once, right? Yeah, nah. Yeah, I died. It was kind of embarrassing too. Anyway, I spent the next day after that just decorating the inside of the house. It wasn't that bad. I still need more practice with making interiors, but you know what? This was fun. Day 178 started out as any capitalist day would, exploiting the weak. Then after that I went to go mine some more deepslate, because again, I could do stuff very quickly. I spent the rest of the day just mining gravel in the Nether. I was going to be needing a good amount of it for the base here. Day 179 was pretty grindy. I started out by just continuing to get a lot of gravel from the Nether before I eventually went back and started turning all of that gravel into coarse dirt. And you know what? I think Skyblock players know that all too well. I then did some renovations on my front lawn. Got some more cobblestone in there. Though I kinda ran out of cobblestone, so I ended up having to get more. For day 180, I finally started on actually decorating the central area itself. I don't really consider Old Man Charlie's house as part of it. It's just something that's just kind of there. I started out actually first by tearing out the floor. There's gonna be more of this decoration later. It consisted of the coarse dirt I crafted earlier in normal dirt. Most of that also happened on day 181, but on day 181 I also decided to use some more of Mini Hut's features, one of them being render slime chunks. I was expecting exactly 0 to pop up since 0 slimes had been spawning, but when I turned it on, I was surprised. There were slime chunks everywhere, which means that it's looking likely that my world did generate with slimes, but I'm just too high up to actually see any of them. Honestly, I think that's a good thing. I hate slimes. Then on day 182, I popped into the Nether because I was going to be needing some quartz for a thing I was going to be building in the central part of the town. I'm not really sure
how much quartz I needed, but I got a lot, so... I grabbed a little bit more quartz on day 183 before I left to go back to the overworld to start building a thing in the central area. I started placing down some deepslate and some quartz blocks. You may notice that I'm making a message here. What do you think I might be building? If you said making a monument for day 200, then you are correct. I didn't make a monument for day 100, which might have been more special, but that was because I wasn't keeping track of the day counter then. But I am now. And no, I want to do something cool for day 200 to make up for the lack of something on day 100. So yeah, day 200 monument. I think it's probably cool enough. On day 184, I continued building up the day 200 monument. I'm gonna need to get this done early because I need to breed up those sheep, which I end up doing later. You may notice that I'm building up this big stick here. Don't worry, there's gonna be a decoration at the top. You're just gonna have to wait for day 200. Anyway, after that, I started working on a facade for the crop farm behind my house. It's using a lot of deep slate too, so... yeah, maybe I should not use my fortune pickaxe so much, it's going through a lot. 185 started off with a little bit of capitalism, just a bit. If anyone went back to working on a facade, I'm mainly just trying to get a feel for it. And by that, I mean I'm just trying to get the general idea of what I want it to look like. Then later on, while I was doing things, I noticed we got a visit from the Wandering Trader. I was hoping he would have a new wood type. Initially my eyes only went to the jungle wood, but then I saw it. Mangrove cropping wood. My favorite wood type. We finally have another wood. This is perfect. I love this stuff. I might use it in some more builds in the future. Day 186 was mainly focused on capitalism. I mainly just sold stuff to the villagers, and also finally got a new villager to sell me glass. All my old ones are dead by now. I also started leveling up a new cleric, so that's always nice. Also, why can't I make green dye by combining blue and yellow? Why, Mojang? Why? Day 187 was pretty much just focused on continuing building the facade, but I will note this. At the end of the day, I renovated the entrance to the deepslate mine. But you may notice that, well, I kind of blocked out the water. But I didn't notice this at the time, because I'm stupid. And, this'll come back to bite me. So yeah, it did come back to bite me. Literally the next day. I needed more deep slate, so I decided to head back down to the deep slate mine. But again, I didn't notice that the water stream had vanished because of my stupidity. As a result of this, when I went down to enter the mine, I noticed that I wasn't being picked up by the water, and as such, I hit the ground. And yeah, that was kinda terrifying for a little bit. But I was able to find some water regardless, and I was able to get back down. Then I did the deep slate mining. On days 189 and 190, I continued building up the building around the farms in my backyard. You know what? I decided first on focusing on getting the simple wall pattern in before doing all the nice details. And also all the glass. The glass will be expensive. It's very valuable in Superflat. And day 190, I continued doing the same thing, but then I had to do a lot of deep slate mining.
Hi, so it's Editing Bolton here. And, days 190 to days 220, roughly around there, or I guess technically 191 to 220. Those days, from 191 to 220, those days are not really recorded. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, well, you see, essentially, fairly recently, I moved to a new computer, and pretty much everything you've just seen was edited and recorded on the old one. I moved it over to this computer, but a lot of the files are still on my old computer, and I'm gonna be honest, I really can't be bothered to transport those because I don't have any hard drives. So I can't move all those files over to a new computer. And you know what? I mean, I can through Google Drive, but it's a pain in the ass. So we're not doing that. I also forgot to press record on a couple of days, so that means even more days that have gone unrecorded. It's a bit embarrassing, but whatever. I'll just describe what really happened during those days. I believe from 191 to day 200, I was probably just working on things you've already seen. And by that, I mean probably just a facade for the plant farm behind my house.
And then, day 200 came. And I'm just gonna reveal the name of the base now. The true name of my Minecraft Superflat base is the Republic of Industria. Formed out of the remnants of northern France and western Germany and the lowland countries, 1,000 years later, Industria is a powerhouse in Europe. And it's a very capitalistic state. And one of the most prominent too. And this is the flag that I threw together really poorly. You know, maybe I should hold a flag contest. Yeah, you know, maybe I should. I don't know, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, after that, I'm pretty sure, I remember vividly trying to go out to some coordinates to see if there would be a stronghold there. But, no, there wasn't. When I started recording the video again, I wasn't really sure what to do since the base plans were still on my old computer at the time. So I decided to just work on other stuff, like increasing the size of that decoration from earlier, and also building up the facade. It was around this time, though, that I started actually properly recording again, and I started working on the base plans again. Anyway, back to reality, day 220-ish. Don't worry, a proper in-game day counter will return soon. Just bear with me here. So today, I start off with a little bit of capitalism. I can now use the Industrian flag and not the American flag. The next day, I went back into the string factory to do a little bit of renovating. There's this area where I collect all the string that I left looking pretty ugly for some reason. And you know what? I think it's now time I actually make it look good. So that's what I'm focusing on. We're gonna make it look good. Something I also noticed is that it seems that after I moved my world to my new computer, all the villagers' trades reset. Meaning any trade that I had maxed out at that point now no longer mattered since I was now on a new computer. I'm not sure why that messed it up, but it did. And that's why you always look through the footage, everyone. Because apparently this is day 205, and I did record it. Huh. Well, at least now I know what day this was. Anyway, day 205, I had a little bit of a panic, I'm not gonna lie. Turns out, a pillager party spawned in my storage. I thought, wait. Maybe I could get a raid going and finally get a Totem of Undying. No, that's not happening. Yeah, no, dude, that's not happening, dude. The one with the banner despawned somehow. I don't know where he went. Anyway, I woke up on day 206, and I finished destroying the rest of the village. It was something I had been wanting to do at this point because, well, pretty much all these buildings are in the way of my future industrial city, so at this point, they kind of needed to go. And you know what? It's definitely making the area look a lot different from how it looked at the end of episode 3. I also began building a new storage because my old one was just too small. And you know what? This one's a lot more compact, so it's better. Day 207, I went to Endeavor to get some more shroom lights, as I want them to be at the back of the wall in the new storage. I was able to get them after being attacked by a lot of pigs, and then at the end of the day, I was able to get some of the items into new storage as well. There is no day 208, just day 209. You know what, now I think about it, it's probably also just now part of day 207, but whatever. Actually, the main reason I noticed is day 209 was because I had F3 open. Anyway, for what I did today, I actually just prettied up the basement area, just getting rid of all the torches, and also replanted some crops. Day 210, I ran down to the villager area to grindstone my armor as I wanted to get better enchantments on it. As I was leaving, I noticed that the wandering trader had finally spawned again, so I quickly ran into the string factory to grab more string to trade. And then I saw his selection. I feel insulted. This is terrible. Anyway, I did buy some dripstone and some of the items he had before, just trying to get some good armor. And you know what, I just kind of gave up and decided that it was good enough. So, I decided I would just lump roughly days 211 to day 214 together into one section because, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a pain in the ass trying to tell time with these recordings. And besides, they can all be summed up into basically the same thing anyway, so essentially what happened throughout all these days was I was just ancient debris mining because I decided that I would use the 8 diamonds I had to duplicate my netherite template so I could turn my diamond sword into netherite. The mining was pretty uneventful. In fact, I forgot to press record for the next 14 days, so that means days. 215 to 227, I believe, are pretty much all lost to time. That's rough. Anyway, what I think happened in those days was me just building up the frames for Argentine Tower because I decided that I wanted to finally finish that. But I figured that the best way to make the farm functional was to dig out the area there all the way down to the deep slate layers. Because there was no way in hell I was going to be mining out that much deep slate by hand. I already do that every day. It seems that off camera I already got some progress, so today was just kind of more digging. But you know what? It's fine. I'll probably need these blocks eventually. Day 229, I just kept digging out the hole where the iron farm was going to go. I've honestly kind of just reached a point in recording this video where I just don't really want to follow the 100 days format anymore because that's kind of all I've been doing recently. So I think I'm just going to narrate this like a normal video. So yeah, for a while, what I really did with just a little bit of capitalism on the side, probably, was literally just dig out that hole. Like, it's a big hole. It goes down to the deep slate layers. You may be thinking that's Y0, but no, my world generated weirdly. So no, it's actually like Y negative 4, 5. But yeah, once the hole was dug out, I was able to finally begin making a proper iron farm. I decided to just try winging a design since I knew how these farms worked anyways. And yeah, I got something working. So that's actually kind of weird. That's the first time I've ever designed a farm that actually works. After getting the farm actually working, I decided that at that point, I just wanted to actually start making the tower look good. Because at that point, it was still just a bunch of dirt frames that I had erected days earlier. So yeah, I started off with a bit of deep slate and mangrove, and that looked pretty good. Hey, at some point in episode 3, I said this.
You know what? At least I made something significant. You know what? Whatever, it's probably fine. I'll probably live stream building in this world. Just so that way you guys actually feel like a connection of sorts. I had a lot of fun live streaming previously, so having a live stream again would also be really fun.
I didn't end up actually live streaming any of episode 3, but I actually live streamed a fair bit of episode 4. And this was also the first time I had streamed in months, so yeah, I wanted to try live streaming again. And you know what? We actually pretty much finished the iron farm decoration. Though later I did change out some of the blocks used for mangrove because it looked too gray in my opinion. But you know what? This also means now that Argentine Tower is now finally pretty much complete. I'm probably going to add a second layer to the farm itself down in that pit just because it's a bit slow right now. But you know what? It's actually somewhat done. Alright, anyway, after all that was done, I quickly popped down to Nether to grab some more bone blocks that I could turn into bone meal. Now, what I need bone meal for, you ask? Trees, of course. I don't have an oak tree farm. I should really build one. I'm pretty sure it's on my building plans too. We also started finally decorating this top area, but we're not really going to be finishing this until like the end of the video, so I mean, I guess it's good to get a start, right? Oh look, I'm back in Netherite. I wonder what for. Short answer, Netherite. But wait, don't you need a Netherite template, Volton? We're playing in 1.20. Yeah, you're right. I generated this world in 1.20. So why am I getting Netherite if I only have one more template and don't want to waste it? Well, the reason is because I decided that I would grab all my Netherite in 1.20, go back to the overworld, then downgrade to 1.19, and then apply Netherite to everything. I considered that my best option, because I don't have very good access to raw diamonds in this world because of the way I generated. And you know what, honestly, I wish I could say I was sorry, but I'm not. Anyway, I quickly downgraded to 1.19 so that way I could actually upgrade my armor properly to Netherite. Of course, I did just a little bit of capitalism, you know, just a bit, and then I started on a new project with the string factory. What I wanted to do was hook up the string factory to the breeder. I already moved string myself over to the breeder anyway, so I think something automatic would be even better. So yeah, that's what I did. I ended up using actually most of my iron reserves just to craft all the hoppers I needed. It's just a long tunnel that goes from the factory all the way over to the breeder. But it was actually broken for a while and I didn't notice it for the longest time. Hey, you know how we were live streaming earlier? Well, guess what? I was live again. This time I wanted to grind to day 300. Thing is, things kind of started a bit rocky, but we'll get to that. I died and sheared a bunch of sheep, so that way I could get enough wool to make an Ohio State flag to attach to a flagpole. Why? Because I'm from Ohio. You know, Ohio State represent. Anyway, as we were decorating that sky bedroom, guess what? my internet decided to crash. I tried salvaging the stream, but in the end it just didn't work. So I had to end up just stopping the first stream and start another one, and I decided to call that part 2. Anyway, the technical issues were resolved, and we ended up streaming for another 2.5 hours. Anyway, we ended up basically just finishing decorating that area, and you know, I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's very cozy. Anyway, I also decided that we needed to change the way I got down to the deepslate mines, as one of the problems I was having was that, see, I always had to find a little air pocket. But you know what? I don't need that. I can just get a water elevator set up. So yeah, that's what we did. We got a water elevator going inside the 200-day monument. So now I can go up and down into deepslate mines very quickly, and I won't drown. Anyway, at this point, I wasn't really sure what to do. I decided that some old capitalism couldn't hurt, right? Well, it turns out that system I had just implemented with all the hoppers at the string factory, it doesn't work, and that's because of redstone torches. I didn't know those blocked hoppers. Well, now I do know. I was able to get it fixed, but now that area is dark. I'm gonna have to find a solution for it the next time I play on this world. Anyway, we still had a lot of time left, even after trading all that string over. So I thought, what can we do? And I realized something. Well, when I was trading, I noticed that the stonemason we had down there was selling dripstone. And I thought, I was pointing dripstone. Give me a wandering trader. Can I make a dripstone farm? Yep, totally can. Using the little time we had left, we carved out a small room in the basement, and we built ourselves technically 2 dripstone farms down there. They're not that efficient, but I don't desperately need dripstone, so it's not a big problem, thankfully. We were able to get the room decorated too, and you know what? I think we do need to get some more farms in this build. I think we're gonna have to say that for episode 6 though, not episode 5. Episode 5 is gonna be something else. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, after all this was done, I tried to endeavor to start mining a lot of quartz for the Day 300 monument. I wanted this monument to be nice looking and also somewhat special and unique. I decided that I wanted to use quartz bricks and andesite for it. Andesite because, first of all, it's not something you can commonly get on Superflat. You have to craft it using, I believe, I think it's like diorite and cobblestone or something. In diorite, you have to craft using, I believe, cobblestone and quartz. I don't know, I'll put the correct recipes for all that on screen. We were able to get the polished andesite crafted after that. And we also crafted the 300 out of the spare emerald box I had in my storage. Because I thought, you know what, may as well use them. I also included water in the design because, at the time, I had actually recently gotten back from my trip to Washington, D.C. And something I noticed and was also explained to our tour group is that a lot of the memorials and monuments included water, representing like purity and all that. And I thought, you know what, that's cool. I should also include water in this monument. So yeah, the Day 300 monument also include water. I wanted there to be cake on it too to make it more special, so that's why I leveled up a ton of farmer villagers, but none of them sold me cake. I was a bit pissed. We were running out of time. So yeah, that was a bit rough. Anyway, I gave up on getting cake and decided to just leave the monument as it is in this screenshot here. This was taken on Day 300, by the way. Anyway, I didn't really know what else to do, so I decided to just do some extra netherite mining. And maybe this was kind of poetic, I'm thinking about now, but I died on day 299 from a bed explosion. I forgot to put a block in front of me. That's a bit embarrassing. But anyway, after nearly 3 hours of streaming, we were finally at the end of day 299, and once I woke up from the bed, it would be the final day of the video. Hello, Flat Pixel. Welcome back. Yes, thank you. We are 299 and 300. Let's go. We did it. We did 300. Let's go. We did it. And there you have it. We've done it. We've officially made it to day 300, and that's the video over. I went over to day 300 monument and just celebrate at the moment. Fixed up some last minute dividends, and yeah, that was it. I can't wait for what's around the corner. But wait, what is around the corner? Let's talk about that. I didn't show this earlier,
But here's the current base plans. As you can see, Argentine Tower is 95% complete now. That additional 5% is the second layer to the actual farm itself. But you also may notice that we added something new. That something new is this. Start Strider Hub in the Nether. We're starting on this at episode 5 because I realized that Nether travel is going to be really important for finding stuff like diamonds. And you know what? Me being a greedy capitalist, I need diamonds. So yeah, we need to get them. But the only way we can do that in Superflat is through structures. And my best option is Nether Fortresses because I don't have access to the end currently. So you know what? We're going to build a Strider Hub next time. You know what? It gives me an excuse to continue building in the Nether because I really need to get used to it again. I'm definitely not having flashbacks from episode 2. Anyway, that's the general plans for what we're going to be doing next time. So, until next time, this is Volton from Voltage Productions, signing off.
Alright then, so I just finished editing episode 4. It's... Okay, I just had to check my statistics reset. Thankfully they did not. We're still on day 301 after the last stream. We're here. It's time to record episode 5 of the Flat World. You know what? I swear we'll focus on the we'll focus on the base sometime in the future again, but for now we're gonna be building in the Nether. So yeah, let's go do that. So as I said at the end of the last video for episode 5 is essentially at the end of episode 4, I revealed that in this episode we were gonna be building a new Strider Hub. Why a Strider Hub? Because I need to actually be able to get around the Nether. And well, the best way to get over all that lava is Striders. Look, there's already some down there. So yeah, this was actually where I got my lava in the earlier days of the Flat World. But considering its location, I'm thinking this is actually going to be a pretty good spot to build a Strider Hub. And it's not just going to be for Striders. Even though it's going to be called a Strider Hub, there's going to be a lot of other things too. But first of all, we need to... Oh, hello there, sir. Where's the armor? I think that's him. We're gonna buy ourselves a new shield. But yeah, day counter is always going to be in the top left corner of the screen, so you can always look to that. Anyway, in the Nether Hub here, we're gonna actually be expanding it. And I want there to be an easy access down to the Strider Hub. And I think generally the best spot is gonna be to just go over here. Anyway, yeah, what we're going to do here is begin digging this area out. I'm not sure how big I want this to be, but I imagine I imagine that would be good. So if roof's there, it goes down. Alright, here we go. We got a staircase going. Sick. I want to flatten this area out, though. I'm not going into this with a Lightmatica schematic, by the way, because I don't want to use Lightmatica. I think it's basically just the equivalent of just... No, the way I look at it, I basically think of it as just like, oh, you want to use Lightmatica on your world? You may as well just be a Minecraft creative YouTuber, then. That's kind of always how I've thought of it. Because then when you're building it in, like, survival, just to me, personally, it's just not that impressive. You know? I don't know, I just never found it very impressive. But yeah, this is also where my netherite mine is, actually. Anyway, speaking of my netherite mine, we need to actually head down there. And the reason why we're heading down there is not because I need more ancient debris, but rather because I need blackstone. Now, in episode 2, when I actually built the Nether Hub, what I decided to do was just steal all the blocks from a bastion. And honestly, I kind of don't want to have to go back to that bastion. And you know what? This is just so much more convenient. So yeah, we're just going to be chilling around here. So yeah, we're going to need to go back over to the hub now. You know what? I used to have to, like, somehow just crawl down there very roughly. Oh yeah, I just remembered that that's all still
kind of there. Anyway, we're gonna need to actually go and grab some of the furnaces from up here. And also, when we're up here, we're gonna need to actually chop a lot of trees. And we're gonna go over to that Crimson Forest nearby, as I need some fuel. And the best option I really have here in the Nether is wood. So yeah, we're gonna go get some. Wait, hold on. No, we're in the Nether. We're literally working right next to a lava pit. Why don't I just to the overworld? Ow. Okay. So the reason why I have all this stuff here is because I want to use cracked stuff. But in order to get that, we need to actually, like, to smelt all that. Thankfully, that won't be too hard. Let's start upgrading this. So far in this project, we've got all this sorted out, so now is our proper entrance from the Nether Hub down, all the way down to here, properly. Because beforehand, do you know what we were doing? Apparently used that at some point. But a lot of the time, I just dropped down from here. Should probably clean this up at some point. I wonder why we're back in the overworld. I changed my skin. Before you just saw Volton in his casual outfit. Now, I'm in my presidential uniform. I am President Volton of Industria. Hey, Editor Volton here. Speaking of Industria, I also actually held a flag referendum on my community tab, asking which variation of the Industrian flag is the best. The original one, the one with a tricolor with a star, the American style, or just a normal tricolor. And a tricolor with a star won unanimously. So, everyone, this is going to be the new flag of Industria. I have to change it on the flagpole in my world at some point. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking here. So, as you can see, we've now got this entrance done. That's a floating crafting table. And what I have in mind here is, what if we put every single tree type there is on display? I think that could be really cool. I don't know about you, but I really think that that could be actually a really cool idea. Currently, I technically only have access to 4 wood types. Technically 5. But I'm thinking we reserve a small space, or some small spaces in the Strider area here for trees, for every single tree type in the game, to put them all on display. I think that's a really cool idea. Do you know why I'm thinking of it? It's because literally all you schmucks do is just make mob farms. And by you schmucks, I'm talking about most Minecraft YouTubers. Listen, y'all. You may think mob museums are cool, and that's cool, I respect your opinion, but I disagree, I think they suck. So yeah, nah. No. We're not doing a mob museum, we're doing a tree museum. Because we love nature in this household. I'm gonna try and get an idea for it by actually first carving out a small space for an oak tree over here. Put some dirt in there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna remove all of this here. You know what? This dirt's all gonna, this grass, sorry. It's all going to get removed at some point anyway. So I may as well just remove it, some of it now. If we're wondering, I'm using a pickaxe. I just don't have a silk touch shovel yet. Probably won't have one for a while yet. No, I can just add it to my shovel now. I think, yeah, I can. I totally can. Like, I literally have a shit ton of them too. Oh yeah, that's right. I died at some point. Alright, well. I think I've had them since, like, episode 1 or 2. Which at this point, it's like... Does it need to be taller? Where's the guy that sells me glass? So the tree museum is already getting some progress. We've got the first tree in. It's a jungle one. I think next to it we're probably just going to do our normal ass oak tree.
Hi, Future Volton here. So at this point in recording, I'm not sure why, but I decided to start clearing out a portion of the lava here. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I'm very glad I did. But this was a very painful and tedious process. You'll probably see why later on.
So what I'm doing here is just clearing out a lot of lava, but the best way I really had to do that is just placing a lot of blocks and then destroying those blocks. Because how deep this is, I'm probably never getting any of these blocks back. Oh well. All that never has like weird terrain. I might have to clear this out at some point. So everyone I'm placing all the blocks. That's because this is kind of the best way I really have to clear lava at the moment. Okay, we've got that layer down a little bit further. I mean, that's pretty good, right? Great, there we go. Alright, here we go. The oak tree enclosure, it sounds kind of weird, sounds like I'm talking about a zoo animal, is now complete. Looks pretty cool. Okay, what I'm thinking is, we actually destroy some of the stairs. What I'm gonna do is, alright, where are the pigs? Oh my god, that is a fuck ton. So that way we have a place to preserve each of these trees if the world decides one day that it wants to end. You know, I'm thoughtful. Don't need to get an extra jungle, and I need to get more jungle and probably ghouls though for that. Alright, there we go. That means the jungle is now officially complete. Maybe I should have something this wide for, like, a cherry tree, because I know those are wider than your... Also, we're going to be needing this magma later, as I do think at some point, even if I don't really want to, I think we're going to have to build a gold farm. Which actually, the fact that we're finding a lot of magma here is actually really good. Simple. And more mud. No, an automatic mud converter might be in order here. Yeah, it's got this back area as well. Oh, that's gonna need some trimming. And needed some shaving. So yeah, we definitely didn't have enough glass before, but yeah, I definitely need to trade for some more later, but we're getting there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some terraforming around here. Okay, so far this will all look really bad from the outside. So now enclosure for the mangrove tree is actually in place. Yeah, it's all done. But I want to get that glass in. Alright, time to finally put it into Windows. I love Silk Touch. Anyway, that's kind of all the overall trees I can really do currently. I do like how this looks so far. This looks awesome. I am going to have to drain more of this lava though. If I had sand, this would not be taking that long. Okay, we got the lava down another layer. And the good thing is I'm not going to have to use so many blocks as I go down. I'm going to need to use less and less. So that's good. Now I know how Danish scientists felt when they realized a lot of the ice on Greenland was melting. Ah, shit. Lava clearing is not fun, but you know what? It's gonna be worth it. Hopefully. Actually, I think it would just be cool to say I drained a good amount of lava without scaffolding. Because usually when you want to drain a lot of lava, you use scaffolding. I tried using a shit ton of buckets earlier to drain lava, but that's just ineffective. It's a hard not life for us. I've got a good amount of progress on clearing out this area. I'll tell you what we're going to do with it when it's all clear. But for now, we're just going to have to wait until it's not, you know, a pain in the ass to get all the blocks. Wait, hold on. Is this the last of my blackstone? Already? Oh wait, that's right. I left some of it in the overworld. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go blackstone mining again soon. Oh wait, we have tons of blocks near. Oh, betting you all that's all from like episode 2. Oh, this is goated. I'm out of polished blackstone bricks now. Well, I don't feel like mining right now, so we're just gonna continue draining this. We fucking did it! Don't worry, we'll do something with this giant pit now that we have now later. But we need to, you know, finish building up this floor first. Here's the thing. We don't really have that much, you know, blackstone bricks. We've actually used up most of the stuff we mined at the beginning of the video. I can make more, obviously, but this is literally all we have left. So I'm just gonna place everything we have, and, yeah. Just gonna hope we get somewhere. You know, now I think, but I wonder what my most mined block is. Items times mined. So my most mined block is stone with 33,000. Netherrack and dirt are to be expected. Like literally. Like when you're playing Minecraft, look at your item statistics for times mined. There's probably your leader is probably going to be netherrack, stone, or dirt. So essentially, I'm going to have to reserve a lot of these like spots in the tree museum because I actually don't have all the wood types yet, and I haven't really had that much. I'm probably not going to get any new wood types in this episode, unfortunately, because we're going to be spending most of our time here in the Nether. Though if we're lucky, we might get a wandering trader visit, like right when I go back into the overworld for something. And I don't think this farm's had much time to run. Okay, that's actually kind of a lot of iron. So I don't think this iron farm's had much time to... Okay, where'd that skeleton go? I don't think the iron farm's had much time to run, because I've been in the Nether this whole time. I'm getting some really good vibes out of this build so far. I'm really liking where this is going. We've already got a ton of progress after only like a day of recording. Hopefully I can actually start uploading this series somewhat regularly again. After all, there was like a 2-month gap between episode 3 and 4.
Hi, Editor Volton here again. So, I just remembered about this footage. Essentially what happened was, I got some of the docks built in the Shredder Hub. But here's the thing. There's no audio. And for some reason, a quarter of the screen was recorded. Not all of it. So now this footage is kind of terrible. I decided that the best way to go about it is just describe what happened, as if this were a 100 days video. Essentially, we got all the docks in place, we got all the striders. After that, I decided to actually do some exploring. And yeah, we actually found some pretty nice stuff. I even took some nice screenshots too. Kinda sucks all that footage is now gone to waste though.
Dude. I'm actually pissed. Turns out, the entire thing was fucking enlarged for some reason. I'm trying to look at this now. Okay, yeah. The entire fucking thing is enlarged. And even worse, my mic wasn't fucking recording. Are you actually kidding me, OBS? Like, come on, man. That actually sucks. Oh, that pisses me off so much, man. Well, guess I'm just gonna have to, guess I'm just gonna have to be more careful then. Seriously though, this fucking sucks. Ugh. Hi. So as you can see here, I've placed a little bit of a, orange stained glass there. I want this to be on this wall and also the one behind me. And I also just got replay mod working again. So you know what? We're gonna go with a replay mod time lapse. Yeah. Let's do it. So as you can see what I've got going here is just a big ass window. And it's just giving a good view of all the lava. Is it necessary? No, not at all. Is it cool? Hell yeah. And when you're building in Minecraft, the most important thing is making it look cool. Anyway, with this main area now being pretty much complete, you may notice that, well, in the center area, here, it's kind of empty. And you'd be right. So, that's why I'm going to let you guys suggest something we could put in here as a decoration. Actually, 3 things maybe. I think that could be pretty cool. Just know it can't be anything that involves blocks that I can't get on Superflat. It's like tough. Or reinforced deep slate. Actually, you can't get reinforced deep slate at all. It also can't be anything that requires end blocks, because I don't have access to the end in this world for some reason. Yeah, it's weird, I know. Let's see, how much... Yeah, it's gonna be a while. So, while we wait, let's go take this Strider out for a ride. We still need name suggestions, by the way. It would appear that to the north there is nothing of interest. So something we could do is actually get a canal going. Okay, so earlier I was doing some traveling on here, but yeah, only a fourth of my screen was recorded, and my mic was not being recorded for some reason. So yeah, this is one of the things I came across. Just a shit ton of pigmen all in one place. Wait, let's turn on some shaders. Whoa. Oh yeah. This is cool. Let's try searching this. I recognize this. You know what this is? I'll tell you what it is. What you're seeing here is frames that I built to actually find a Never Fortress. I was bridging around, you see. It also... Oh, yep, there's more. See, it also tells me that I have not ventured out to this area on my Strider yet. Ow. Oh. Is this the bastion I found earlier? Judging by what I'm looking at here, I don't think I've been in this one before. I'm just gonna screenshot that, and we're gonna start heading back. Yeah, you see how from here you can see like very clearly like where the hub is. But we're gonna be terraforming here later, so that won't be much of a problem, thankfully. Oh, I'd say that was productive. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, that was literally just about the perfect time to get all this smelted. Well, this needs more time. Anyway, so currently, since we don't have any more overworld wood types, but we do have all the Neverwood types, what I'm thinking here is that we get those situated down here. So yeah, let's go do it. So, a little update here. We've now got the Never trees in there. I noticed that there wasn't really much room for other overworld wood types over there, but you know what? Whatever. And you know what? Let me just do some counting here. Yeah, I could totally include another one right in the middle, actually. So yeah, we do have room. Anyway, that's every wood type in the game, including the Never tree types, all accounted for in this tree museum we're doing. What the fuck? What the f- A gas spawned in here? Oh no, he destroyed my glass too. Oh motherfucker. Okay, so we've still got a lot of waiting to do, because we need to wait for some more that's left on there to smelt. So what I'm thinking is, we grab some of the soul sand and soul soil, and we use it to begin terraforming, because that's something we're going to have to do later. Because we're not just going to have this big, like, Strider hub just down here out in the open. And with all these, like, Neveract boxes, oh, I fell in the hole. Then yeah, it needs to look good. So, we're going to need to start making this look nice. Can I would like to. Okay, thank you. I guess we just use the blocks we currently have in our inventory. Just see how much progress we can get on these central enclosures. Yeah, then in the middle there, it's gonna be like in glass on both sides. So actually, wait, would it? Yeah, we're just gonna have the chest on one side, but not on the other. I think, yeah, we can see how we're gonna do it. Okay, and as of day 341, the Strider Hub is pretty much done. I'm looking at it now, and yeah, literally the last thing I have to do is just put actually fences around like all of the Striders. And then yeah, we're pretty much done. I'm gonna need more Crimson Wood though, so let's go get that. Anyway, we're gonna head back to the overworld because we have a lot of blocks to store. Iron Farm, oh Iron Farm, do you work? Throughout this video, we got 14 ancient debris, which was like literally all just from Blackstone mining. What? Anyway, tomorrow we're gonna begin on another project in the world because, let's be real, I have not done enough for this episode. Because compared to the last video, this is almost nothing. And you know, I've been wanting to do bigger episodes, but it's just like, oh no, I should probably do this first. Yeah, I'm probably never going to use that thing again. In fact, I hardly go to Nether Hub now, actually. I've only been going to it now because, well, you know, Strider Hub. Anyway, I'll tell you guys what it is in the morning. And next thing we're going to be building is a Wandering Trader Farm. I'm going to be needing this. As you can see, I have a shit ton of stone. And this all comes into clutch. Because according to my calculations, I need like 7 stacks. First of all, using these 2 buckets. I have to turn off shader scan so I can see what I'm doing. Pretty sure this has to be built over an ocean. But I don't have any oceans in this world because, you know, it's a bit flat. A lot of people flood, I think, or I think a good amount of people do flood their Superflat worlds. I don't, for the record. As you can see, we've already got a lot of water here. That is a lot of water. Okay, I will say, there is one big flaw about not using Lightmatica, is that for farms, you have to look at tutorials constantly. Just like, oh, am I doing this thing right? I don't know. Are you? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but oh well. Anyway, notice won't be very fun to watch, so we're just gonna get replay mod time up going. as you just saw, we just finished building the platform. But the water perimeter, I think, is actually too small. So yeah, we just gotta get that water perimeter expanded, like, heavily. Because I feel like the water traders aren't really spawning for a few reasons. It might be because I killed, like, 6. So there's really not much to really say now. Like, literally this farm's complete. There's nothing else to really do now other than just wait. If I go through now, I don't think there'll be any. Yeah, there's nothing. Check it out. Alright, let's start AFKing.
Hi, this is Editor Volton speaking again. So, when I started AFKing, I was hoping that maybe I'd have to AFK for maybe 1 or 2 hours, maybe not that long. No, I didn't think it would last that long. Yeah, it turns out I was AFKing from roughly day 360 to day 422. And during that time, I got several traders, but it took so long for me to finally get a new sapling that I was just willing to celebrate like I had never before at that moment. In the meantime, I'm going to show you all the other bad traders I had beforehand.
Okay, testing. Okay. So I just saw Wandering Trader going here. I'm gonna hope it has a new wood type. If not, he's going to have to meet my bucket of lava. It's a wood I already Are you kidding me? Okay, I just started recording again. It's day 381. We've got another trader. Moment of truth. Are you kidding me? This stuff's rare, so I'll get it. This stuff too. So, I think I heard something spawn. Oh! Oh, I totally did. That's not what I wanted. That's not why I built this farm. So, if you pay attention to the top left corner of the screen, you'll notice that I have mini HUD set to show what day it is. And currently, it is day 399. It's been pretty much 100 more days since episode 4 finished filming. And I did it in like a week. Kind of. So, am I done recording episode 5? No. No, I'm not. In fact, we have a lot more to do. And by that, I mean more AFKing. So what I've decided to do is just do an overnight AFK session, because, yeah, I'm getting impatient. You know, I've never done one of those before, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get hungry or my character will during that time. So what I'm going to do is grab my beacon. I'm gonna bring it over to the farm, and what I'm gonna do when it's at the farm is set it to regeneration, so that way I don't have any chance of dying. I'm also going to make sure I don't die even further by boxing myself in. I'm gonna check back on this farm in the morning. So I've been doing a lot of AFKing. I'm just gonna go in here, see if it's all good. Oh shit. Wait, we got a trader. Moment of truth? Wait! Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, it's not really what I was looking for, but check it out. We finally got sugarcane. Buying that. Rooted dirt. Can I use rooted dirt for anything? Let me check. Okay. So unfortunately, no, you can't get any new trees with rooted dirt. But this will give me access to hanging roots, which would be cool for decorating. So I'll buy it. Okay. Another trader spawned. Moment of truth. What? Oh my god, finally. Wait, let me turn my sounds back on.
Oh my god, dude, this is actually nuts. Oh my god, thank you, Wandering Trader. Oh my god, I can go home. I can fucking go home.
We're here. We finally got more wood. Yep, dark oak. We can now take off another wood type. We're definitely going to have to use some deep slate and also a lot of glass for this, so... I want this to be a pretty big building. So let's just get to outlining. I'm not sure how big I want it to be. But the trees can get kind of big, so I'm thinking like 11 blocks each. Maybe I should have gotten some walls over here first, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, anyway, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, nothing should be off this time. Hey, that was actually convenient. Okay, nice. Anyway, this should be a good enough space for all the trees. How big do I need to be, like, going up? Let's just do, like, a random distance and call it a day. Anyway, while I'm building up these frames, I wanted to say that the next Flat World video, or Minecraft Superflat video, I should say, will not be on this flat world. It's going to be on a different world. Don't worry, it'll be a good video, though, because it's actually going to also be expanding on the lore of the universe of my flat world. Because, yes, my flat world does have lore. It's not just Europe that's affected in this timeline I've created. It's also every other continent. I've even got a map here for North America. I wonder what this thing here in Fredonia means. So as for the design, I think where I currently have all those netherrack stripes in the floor there, what I think I'm gonna do is get a shit ton of like redstone lamps and just place them all down there. So we've got the framework going. I know it's not that fancy, but you know what? I don't really care. So anyway, let's go mine some deep slate. Hi, so I didn't actually start mining any deep slate. I realized I forgot my beacon back at the, at the Wandering Trader farm. So I went to go get it. And I've got it here, so we need to set it back up and then we can start mining. What's going on? I just get down into trenches and dig. Yeah, I definitely didn't have enough redstone. Huh. So it can't just be like normal lit up redstone. Are you serious? Just turn my shaders back on. This is gonna look awesome. I know this looks basic right now, but don't worry, it's gonna look awesome when it's done. Yeah, I need more deep slate, but oh well. I always need more. I never have enough. Not really sure what I'm gonna do with these middle parts, but whatever. I'll figure something out. I won't! This build went from like a couple of netherrack frames to already looking like a promising build. I want there to be like a lighter stone block here. So I'm thinking we get some smooth stone to put along these edges here. But you know, I'm kind of in the zone with the walls and roof right now, so let's try to get all the glass in place first. Or at least all the glass I have. is now unintentionally become taller than the string factory, but whatever. Oh, okay, so, okay, I think if I get a roof over some of these blocks, then, yeah, I'm gonna have to get more light sources. So I've got the rest of my raw deep slate. I'm gonna have to get more of this later, but whatever. Time to get a roof on here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with some, just some slabs. I think it's gonna be good. Something I'm noticing here is that this, yeah, that in the middle there, there's no light. Like, at all. Like, mobs can spawn there. And it's going to be especially bad for when, I cannot English. For when we have a full roof over this. So what I'm going to do is mine that out, place some glowstone there. Now that helps light this up, and it gets rid of the problem here. But now it doesn't look symmetrical. So now it does. Anyway. So I just realized that, there's no door to this thing. Like, at all. There we go, we got a door now. I love how it is. You know, with some heat there, worlds just look so pretty in the rain. Okay, roof's done. Okay, I don't think I need to worry about light levels anymore. Anyway, I want some cobblestone here. I'm also going to grab some more water, as we're in the final decorating stage of the dark oak greenhouse. It's not really a greenhouse; it's more like a dark house. And whatever, we'll come up with a better name later. I won't. Anyway, here we are. We're inside. I actually have a lot of cobblestone lying around, so yeah, we're just gonna place it. And the best part is, I'm gonna have to do this for all sides. And by all sides, I mean all 6 of these. So the last thing that really needs to be done regarding the greenhouse is just bone mealing all the trees. I didn't even go through a stack. Alrighty. So, now that the dark oak building is complete, I think we're officially able to end the video. So everyone, thank you guys so much for watching. As for the next Flat World episode going to drop, I don't know currently. It might actually take a while because Episode 6 is when we're going to really start focusing heavily on the city. Before, we weren't really focusing on it, but now I want us to really get going. So yeah, we're going to be heavily focusing on the city in the next episode, and I think it might even take us to day 1000. I think it's time for us to officially end the video, so, that being said, I'm Volton from Voltage Productions, goodbye. Hey there, I'm Volton for Voltage Productions, and I'd like to welcome you guys all back to the Flat World. So, you may be wondering, Volton, what's going on? This isn't episode 6, what do you mean by episode 5.5? But Volton, what do you mean by practice episode? Simple really. I need to get better at terraforming. For others, terraforming's pretty easy, because they use Lightmatica, which is a mod for nerds. But since I refuse to use Lightmatica in my world, essentially, my biggest hurdle is going to be terraforming, since I have to try and make it all look good, while actually not, like, referring to any schematic to make things easier. Usually the best way to make good looking landscapes is through mods like Axiom or something. But we're not using any of that, we're just going to use our hands. Hands are usually used for things I do at night. But for a terraforming project I have in mind, we're going to need some mud. So for what I have in mind in the future of my world, I want there to be a big building that I'm just going to be calling the Hexagon. And inside the hexagon is essentially just going to be a bunch of farms. I want to have a bunch of farms all in one place. And to get started, I'm going to get an outline going, okay? And then, what we're going to do after we get that outline going is build the mud farm. Ooh. And no, none of this is going to stay as just dirt. Gotta love it when tutorials have very promising builds but don't leave item lists in their descriptions or anywhere in the fucking video. That's so fun. I can't tell which... Dude, dispensers and droppers look way too similar. I'm gonna just make 3 of each. I wonder. Okay, wow, there's actually... There's like a double slime chunk over here. And there's a triple one here, too. I was really hoping there would be like a 2x2 somewhere, but... Okay. I think if I do build a slime farm, which I'm going to have to at some point, I imagine, I'm going to actually start by just marking out the area. Okay, apparently it's already day 441. I thought I finished recording this on day 427. I guess it was 437 maybe? I have a lot of glass here, so I'm just going to use this. I think for the interior of this place, I might just be basic and just make the floor out of purely stone. Okay, now I think we need to start putting a lot of dirt in there. I mean, got some mud out of it. Clearly this shovel's too efficient. You know what, because I'm bored, let's give this thing a special name. Muddocks. Bollocks. There we go. Why is this shit all over? I'm gonna head over here and actually turn on more of the dupers. That one right there is broken. I need to fix it sometime. I think it's been broken for hundreds of days, actually. I should probably fix these lights at some point. I might have too many dupers. I'm experiencing severe lag. Well then, it's been a few days of just mud farming. We've got all this now. This is the most mud I think I've ever had at once. We have a lot of mud now, and we can use this mud, but we need to use it for terraforming this area I have in mind. But first, we need to dig it out, so let's do that. Now we're going pretty far out, and I think this is probably far enough, actually. This shovel is probably gonna die. I need to refurbish the string factory. It was brilliant at the time I built it, and it's still really good now. But there's one problem. Most of the collection area is still dirt. I am going to make other additions to it later, but I just want that dirt removed. Okay, second of all, this whole thing needs refurbishment. This was built on when was this built? I think the first thing I worked on maybe... What was the first thing I worked on in episode 3? Like, maybe around day 100, maybe? Maybe around there. Anyway, the water was the only thing keeping mobs from spawning. Oh my god! There are so many mobs! Oh, I just realized I just broke the iron farm. Oh, fuck. Oh, all this decoration is gonna have to go away.
yeah, it looks like the new collection system is pretty much done. Obviously, I kind of wanted all that dirt down there to be replaced with stone, but I really don't have time for that. So I just focused on rebuilding the collection area. And I think the new one turned out a lot better than the old one, so it's a win. We did it. The first layer is cleared. Gotta do this like 4 more times though. Okay, so I just bought some more shovels because I need to dig out a big area. I've got these, they're all efficiency 4, so is this one. I think this should be good enough. Hey there. The pit is done. Wow, isn't that crazy? We dug out the pit. We now have a lot of mud to place. Oh boy. And we're 5 days away from day 500. Wow. So yeah, this chest has had a good amount of mud in it for a while. There's actually more at the mud farm and also in the neighboring village. I need to go get all that and put it in here. Honestly, none of that's going to be enough to fill in this. We're going to have to get more later. Grass is also now my most mined block. I can now pretty much begin placing down all the mud. Obviously I don't have enough, but we have a lot, so let's get started. Okay, Wanted T, my man, please have something good. I am begging you. Oh, this is awesome! I don't really need red sand, but I'm gonna take it anyway. So, as you just saw, I placed like a ton of mud. And yeah, that wasn't enough. That was like 3,000 blocks. I need around 10 to 20,000. But that mud converter I have, oh, it's bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's not a good design. It really only works when you like first finish setting it up. Yeah, but I mean, I need to get a new farm going. I found a tutorial for one. It looks pretty good. We're gonna go with that design because I really don't feel like finding another one. So as you can see, we're back at the ruins. And although I do have more mud to place, it's not in here. And that's because I first need to move all this stuff back over to my base. And also duplicate these saplings so that way I don't run out easily. I also just need that chest there to be empty. So yeah, let's head back to base. Okay. I think the cherry wood is successfully safe. Got a couple logs. Not as many as dark oak, but that's okay. Okay, so in terms of progress on the ruins, we're preparing to place more mud. This is gonna be fun. Definitely. Okay, so I can't actually find any footage of me placing down mud that time, but I did find footage of me farming mud, so here's the new farm I used for actually the rest of the video. Something I'm also gonna do later is just actually completely rebuild this wall here, because this is a factory. Factories having like big things of glass like this, I don't think they would do that. I think they would just have some like railings or something that's very easy to fall in. Maybe some glass like along here or here could say, but like, yeah, no, this centered thing in the middle, it needs to be rebuilt. I'd also like to point out how if we go inside here, there's still a lot of this redstone here. You probably don't know what it does, and I don't blame you. This redstone here was built here originally so that way I could try and activate all the dupers in one go. But yeah, it didn't work in the end, and I just kind of scrapped the whole idea. So yeah. I didn't really bother to get rid of most of the redstone, so yeah, now it's just kind of here. And to get around this all, you have to jump, and you risk falling in. And you know what? It's very industrial, but I don't like falling in water. I'm the dictator. I can't be humiliating myself by falling into water. That would be preposterous. I also want to talk about the top of this place. It's kind of a mess. As you can see, this here, I can place a block in it normally, and it won't be floating. Like, see, if I place a block here, it's floating. If I place it here, it's not floating. But since the block here is not floating, that means that all these blocks here, they can be spawned on by literally anything. Well, by that I mean mobs, but still. Mobs can spawn on here to prevent that. I've spammed torches everywhere. But this looks stupid. I don't like this. So yeah, we need to fix the roof of this place at some point. So I'm probably about to cut to another montage of me just, you know, placing mud, because I know you guys don't want to see that. But it's time for us to do something stupid. So normally here I would just cut to another montage of me placing mud, and I don't show you guys the mud farming, by the way, because I know you don't want to see it. It's tedious, mundane, boring. I hate doing it, and I know you guys don't want to watch it, so I don't show it. So I need to do something stupid and kind of funny every now and then. As such, we're here in the Nether again, and I need to farm more mud. But before we do that, around here, I think it was sometime like episode 2, so like really early on. That's a skeleton. Yeah, as you can see, there's a villager down there. And I don't know when that villager got into it, Nether, but he definitely did get in here at some point. I have no idea how he got here. He's just been chilling there. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna make him stay there. And you know what? I have been naming him for mine. I've been calling him that in my head for the past few months. Again, I still have no idea how he got here. I guess it was like sometime when I was building the Nether hub. Yeah, probably. Anyway, sir. So, I have a name in mind for you. And you know what? I think it fits you. I'm gonna call you the Dutchman. The reason why I'm calling him the Dutchman is because, you know, he's been living here in the Nether for a while. And what country in real life has a name that sounds like Never? Why, the Netherlands, of course. So I loaded up the world now, just had to do more mud farming, but then I was like, no, that's stupid. So instead, we're gonna procrastinate and instead rebuild parts of the string factory, because this factory is, well, it has problems. I fixed some of them earlier, but yeah, it's still not in great. It's not in great shape, I'm gonna be honest. So, how are we gonna get started? Well, using my Silk Touch pickaxe here, we're gonna begin just by tearing down all these walls here. And the reason for this is because these glass walls just don't really make any sense in the context of this world. Like, big factories wouldn't have just glass walls protecting their workers. They would have just like railings. Like, I'll keep glass down there, but like otherwise we really should not be having this much glass here. This is a big waste of glass, I'm gonna be honest. All this glass here is very expensive, and we're gonna hold on to it for future projects. I also just want to rework parts of this place, so that way it just doesn't look so dated. Yeah, alright, okay, we got 2 of the walls down, we need to do the other 2 now. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit of stone. And, yeah, I've done some things with the string factory's interior. So as you saw, I think previously, was it in this episode? I don't remember. But at some point, I actually replaced a floor here with stone bricks.
And now it's just because before it was just a mix of dirt and stone and path blocks. Now we have just stone bricks and also some redstone lamps in there, so that way I can actually work around here without worrying about mobs spawning. I also installed this, so when I flip up all these switches, the water is completely locked in. And the entire reason this feature here exists is quite literally just for easier maintenance. Because before I would have to take 2 water buckets and collect all of the water of it just for maintenance. And then when I was done with the maintenance, I'd have to put it all back. It's very inconvenient and wastes a lot of time. So I have now industrialized it, and there's now a trapdoor system that keeps all the water back for when I need to do maintenance. The redstone lamps also help with this, making sure no mobs spawn when I'm trying to do said maintenance, because before, when there were no redstone lamps, the thing that was keeping mobs from spawning was literally just the water collection system itself. But now I don't have to worry about mobs spawning down there at all because of the lamps. So instead of having those that old tacky staircase, there's now just ladders on both sides. I've also just put fences everywhere, just because, well, again, since the old redstone is now actually all destroyed, I want there to at least be fences around, so that way it actually feels like a working area, and now you know someone you're dancing around. So I was filming a short, and this dude shows up with moss. Gladly taking that. So I decided to just finally go ahead and install a mod that essentially allows me to create backpacks, because I don't have access to shulkers on this world, because due to some wacky shit early on in the world, the stronghold will not generate. Because of that, I can't get shulkers. What I can, though, is get backpacks via the power of modding. In either way, I still intend to keep this series pretty vanilla. Like, most of the mods I've added are mostly just quality of life or shaders. But this is really the first truly, exclusively modded thing. Thankfully, to make a backpack, all the resources were completely accessible in Superflat. So I was able to get 4 backpacks. I'm probably going to have to make more of those soon, because I actually did. These 4 did not give me enough space. I also moved later and installed a craftable elytra mod, because in any other case, I would consider it cheating. But this is a special occasion. So yeah, I had to make a mob farm to get some quick copper. I still use this farm actually, every now and then, just get some extra gunpowder. So yeah, if you see me using an elytra from here on out, that's why. The bottom layer of the ruins is finally complete. This is the biggest layer. And I'm gonna be honest, this is painful. How many blocks have I placed of mud now? Nearly 18,000! Thankfully for next few layers, they're actually going to be mostly filled with water, and also the central structure and a bunch of mangrove trees later. So all the other layers from here on out should be significantly less mentally painful. Hey, Editor Bolton here. It was at this point in the recording I decided that, I would just record all the mud placing with replay mod, because really, how do I make that interesting? Yeah, exactly, I really can't. So yeah. I recorded all the mud placing through replay mod, and a lot of actually building for the main thing in the center as well. Earlier I was grinding away at the mud farm, getting the final few pieces of mud that I would need. And then a creeper comes up behind me, and boom, I'm dead. The mud farm is partially blown up, and it actually doesn't work now. So that's... oh my god. Yeah, I definitely over-prepared, but... I'm done. At least for the mud part. Yeah, it's done. 32,000! Oh my god, that is the most mud I've ever built out of. And it's only going to get higher from here. Oh, my poor shovel. Oh, my poor shovel. Alright, however, with that, the big and scary part of this project is finally complete. This means we can actually now move on to the next part of it, which includes actually building the centerpiece itself, and after that it's just some simple decorating and flooding the actual pit itself. And then we'll finally be able to be finished with this episode. I do have more plans for the ruins in the future, however, For now, we're just going to be building this centerpiece here, and it's already taken me ages, like hundreds of days. Now, I was considering just making an episode here, and just calling this The Ruins Part 1, but literally spending months on just a pit, it's probably going to be really short for you guys, because I want to make my videos shorter. So, this is not really all that impressive. Like, what would you call it a video? Just like, oh, I made a big boy pit. No, that's stupid. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna finish at least the centerpiece of the ruins here, and then we're gonna be able to, yeah, we're finally able to build the city. I want to use this time in the video to talk about what the centerpiece is actually going to be. It's actually going to be a recreation, or at least a smaller version, of my first ever Superflat base. It was never finished because that world unfortunately corrupted, and because of that world corrupting, I made my second Superflat world ever, this one. And I want to memorialize my old base somehow, so I created the ruins. It's gonna later be a lot bigger, but again, we're just working on the centerpiece here. And I decided to just make this look abandoned, you know? Make it really fit the vibe. Okay, as you just saw in that replay mod footage, we have finally completed this. This has been months in the making, and you know what, this project definitely looks great with shaders. I love this. That being said, we are now finished with this project, and that brings episode 6 of the Flat World to an end. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'm Bolton for Voltage Productions. Goodbye. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Volton, and welcome back to the Flat World. So, yeah, I'll admit, I'm, not entirely done with this portion of the city that I've been building, but, listen. Here's why I'm posting this episode now when it's still only really half complete. It's because, honestly, I realized something. I kind of don't really enjoy making big builds and spending months on them. Just to only publish a video every once in a while. And this project kind of helped me realize that. I mean, hell, it's like day 812 by now. And honestly, I think I'm just going to record on my own pace here. So yeah, this will be episode 7. It might not be the most exciting thing ever compared to episode 6, which is still my favorite episode. But hey, you know what? At least there's an episode now, and you know what? Honestly, I think this is just better. Posting videos at my own pace, and you know what? This is good. I like this. Anyway, let's get into the video. Alright, we got a stack of string. We can now repair 3 broken string dupers. Awesome. And there we go, duper 8 is fixed. Alright. Okay, that's one of the farms repaired. Let's go repair another one. Yeah, I broke the iron farm last time because I panicked and set the world to peaceful when a little incident happened at the string factory. And because the string factory is right next to my iron farm, if you look down, you'll notice that, well, yeah, nothing's spawning. Next, I need to go down here, get some redstone, some wood, and finally some cobblestone. With this, I'm going to make 16 pistons. Hopefully, at least a smidgen of sugarcane's regrown. Hopefully. Alright, well, I'm not touching that. Oh, fuck that. See if I can find a good source of quartz. Right, nice. I'm really thinking about all the slums now. I really do think this might take me up to— oh my god, there's a creeper in my house. Oh yeah. You wanna know where I got this glass? the string factory. So in this area I have here marked out with torches, this is actually going to become a slime farm in the future. Because if I go to my renderers and go to slime chunks, you'll notice I have a double one here, and I've been marked out with the torches. It's going to be a really efficient slime farm. However, we're not building that right now. We're going to build it a bit later. But for now, we're not going to build it. I think over here should be pretty good. Let's build. It will work. Okay, good. So if we got my calculations right, this should be 16. It's 14. So, as you can see here, when it grows, not really grew, but I placed it everywhere. As you can see, it notices something. See, look, it's already growing. This is my chance to get two new zombies for the iron farm. Oh shit, I hate using the ladders because they're primitive. Okay, golden boy, hi. Okay, real quick, I want to get that string farm going, completely this time. And then we're gonna completely finish the iron farm for the second. How'd you get in here? Real quick, I'm gonna put some of the stuff in my inventory away, and then we're gonna get some lava. And then we're just gonna get all the materials needed to upgrade the iron farm. Because believe it or not, it does still have some problems. So we're gonna resolve those problems. I will say this to anyone who wants to get into like Minecraft: if you want to make an iron farm, then just look up a tutorial, please. I designed this farm myself, and it's okay. I'm gonna let one of them escape. Right? A farmer. Okay, that's... But, bitch! Come on, come on. Go up. Go up. Come on. Come on. Don't worry, sir. You're gonna be taken to a new job. I won't exploit you as much. You're gonna live in fear, though. What the f... Where did you come from? Okay. Okay, yep, all spawn proof. This. Is everything else? Yeah, I think everything else is good. I think for the second layer iron farm, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna replay mod it. So, replay mod time. Okay, I fixed the mud farm. I figured out why it wasn't working again, even after I tried fixing it. I needed these things. I don't know how that affects anything, but it does. So anyway, we got this fixed now. And next thing I want to do is actually get rid of this. This isn't my first mud farm, and it sucks. Don't use this design. It's actually so bad. That farm will be missed. Though my inventory is clogged, so we should probably fix that. I want to get myself a little bee farm going. Like, I don't need honey currently, but it's just one of the things I would like to have. So, we're gonna get it. While I wait for my string farm to produce, I want to actually put in a proper floor here in the hexagon. And the first step to do that is to remove this layer of grass that I'm standing on and just fill in this whole layer with stone. It's probably gonna take a while, but you know what? It'll give enough time for a string farm to run. So before I begin filling in the floor, first we're actually going to need to mine more stone in a bit, because this is obviously not enough. But also, we just need to outline, actually, the future slime farm properly. And then we're going to mine some more stone. And then, yeah, we're going to be able to place it. Alright, there we go. It's outlined. And now we can begin placing. So it's actually been a little while since I've last recorded on the world. I've been playing on other servers for a little while. However, I need to do more recording because this city is not going to build itself. Okay, we're going to fill in the floor, and once the floor is filled in, we'll build a bee farm. After that, I want to get started on actually building the front of the place.
I also got around to building that bee farm because earlier that day I got the bees I needed. Getting them was a pain in the ass.
Okay, so we've got this bee farm going now. Now before we get to working on design for in front of the building here, I want to first get the slime farm working. As you can see, this area here is actually 2 slime chunks right next to each other. So I want to turn this into a slime farm. It's dug out. However, I don't have beacon powers back here, so yeah, I would have to mine out all this stone by hand, which is annoying to say the least. I'm gonna go grab my beacon. So now that we have our area prepped and 2 chunks dug out, actually, we can begin building the slime farm. And I've selected a design here by Madziffy. I don't know if he was actually the person who designed it, but it's on his channel, so we're just gonna build that. I have some materials to gather though, so I'm gonna have to gather those. Oh, that's a lot of slime. Anyway, let's go gather some resources.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Yep. Oh, that's convenient. I think it was earlier this episode that I fixed the iron farm and made it 2 layers. But there's mainly just glow squid spawning on that level. I think that's because it's really dark. Really, the last thing I think I need actually is pumpkins. Oh, wait. Oh, this axe is perfect for farming these things. Holy crap. So yeah, this is the area we dug out earlier. I want to replace this dirt with stone, just because it looks hideous. Here, before when this was grass, like, it looked fine. But now that there's stone there, I want that replaced too. So we didn't produce 8, we produced 15, which is slow, but honestly, I'm just glad we have a honey farm at all, because I've never actually made one before. And you know what? I don't need honey currently, but I know I'm going to need it later, because some farm's going to need it for some reason. Okay, the slime farm is finally finished. This took a while to make, though from a visual standpoint, it's one of the more impressive farms I've made, despite being incredibly simple. And it's already made so much slime, even without the collection system being fully complete until now. As you can see, over here, this is where the slime gets spat out, and as you can see, there's just some slime there. And there's already this much slime, and I haven't even been AFKing. Let me explain to you what I actually want all this slime for. See, up until now, I've been mining all my deep slate by hand. And I need a lot of it for what I have planned for this world. Especially the corporates area here, which is going to have so much deep slate. However, manually mining all that, it's just not feasible. No, I can't do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is build a tunnel bore. You might be thinking, oh, Volton, that you can't do that though. Those require coral pants, and you can't get those on Superflat. Wrong. I found a design somewhere that was essentially just a tunnel bore that worked without coral. And you know what? For that, I need slime. So yeah, we've got the slime already by now, probably for at least one of these things. And to get the TNT for it, we needed sand. I can't get it in large amounts, but I can get some of it. And I was able to get some sand from 1T earlier. That guy's a G, I swear. We're going to convert some of that into TNT to use for the tunnel bores. The tunnel bores will destroy some of the deep slate, but I will still get a lot out of it, and it saves me a lot of labor. However, we're at the collection resources, so let's get to it.
Even though this tunnel bore design does not use any coral, it still uses netherite, so I had to go looking for some. And because I'm poor, I had to use the bad strategy. But you know what, it still works pretty well, and a lot of people use it, so whatever.
Right, great, we got all the stuff we need. I can put the extra slime balls back, because I don't need that much slime currently. We have this nice big space here, which I manually mined out, by the way, to build the machine. I think I built it correctly. It's now or never. Okay, and time to rebuild this part. Okay, rebuilt it. Take 2. No! Oh, Honor Trader. Okay, are you... He's been so nice to me lately. He's spawning literally all the time. Guy doesn't give me anything fucking good. Yes! We got a working tunnel bore! It actually works! I made a working tunnel bore! Well, anyway, the next thing I want to do is begin working on the front side of the hexagon building. I'm going to need a good bit deep slate for it, so I'm going to be sitting here at the tunnel bore machine for a little bit. I'll talk to you then. Okay, it's actually the next day because it was really late when I was recording that last clip. And I'm back after like several hours because of school. But I am back now. When I got back, I did a lot of deep slate mining with that tunnel bore. Wow, this is crazy efficient. In fact, I had so much deep slate, I had to start putting it into an extra chest. I've never had to do that before. We're going to begin building the front of that building there. Because it'll be in the area, the slime farm should be working pretty well. Anyway, this area here is going to be what we're doing first. I'm going to first get out all my blackstone. It's not much. I didn't bring that much. But whatever. I want it all in the form of bricks. So firstly, we're going to turn this all into bricks. And now I can finally begin removing this dirt I placed hundreds of days ago in episode 6. I definitely made way too many tiles, but whatever, it's fine. We can use those for the rest of the building. Next, I want to carve out a doorway somewhere. Let's try here. Now we're going to place a bunch of stairs here. It could look good, but I don't know, it's just not doing it for me. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't know how to make doors on curved architecture like this. Does that work? Yeah, I think it probably works. What if I did blackstone walls on all of these? No, not bad. Kind of looks, it looks very industrial, we'll say. I think this design is going to be repeated like 3 times up, just to give the building some height. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Looking at it from the front, I don't know how much I like these. I'm gonna try getting rid of every other one. Yeah, it's a lot better. I'm not getting a door and angle any better than that, so whatever. Yeah, this looks really nice. I actually really like this. Like, I can imagine people coming through these doors, somehow, to come in here and do all their work. Even if all the farms are scattered about. And the fact that there's a giant hole here for the slime farm is kind of a big safety hazard, but whatever. It's very industrial, so it fits, right? This actually looks really nice. I actually really like how this is turning out so far. I think we're gonna replicate what we've got going on here, with the exception of the doors. 2 more times up, and then we'll start doing the other sides. Okay, so as you just saw, we finished building the 3 layers for the front. And you know what? I like this so far. Like, just like a few hours ago, it was just the beginning of a dirt outline. And now if you look at it from the front, there's a nice, big, tall building here. This is also actually my first time building diagonally. I usually build straight like all the other builds here. This time though, I build diagonally. The inside is, it's definitely something. But I think with a little bit of elbow grease, it'll look good. Potentially. Like, the world already looks so much better with something there in the background. Like, it's actually so much nicer. In this episode, at some point, this start house is going to be destroyed. It served me well, but at this point, honestly, it's kind of getting in the way of my current plans for the city. And if I want to be able to build the city of my dreams, this starter base has to go. You might be wondering, Volton, where are you going to put all your stuff? Where's the new home going to be? Where are you going to sleep? Well, as you can see, my iron farm is right here. The iron farm is being underground, but I built this tower on top. Up in that tower is a bedroom, and that's going to become my permanent bedroom. In episode 5, I expanded my Nether hub and also built this to celebrate finally getting a new wood type in hundreds of days, actually. And this area here, in between, I was thinking this would be perfect for like an alleyway of sorts. Though it's got problems, first of all. This grass should be dead. Why is it not dead? Please die, grass. And also, my Nether portal is still right here. I placed it here without thinking a long time ago. But with my Nether hub now on the other side of it, I kind of can't move it now, which means it's kind of in a precarious spot. And with this right next to it, it's just like, it is a weird area here, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm thinking here, what if I make like a cool like back alleyway area of sorts? I think that could be really cool. It could have like vines and whatnot around and like random trash all over. Now see, I think it could be a really good test of my detailing skills. Back in the Nether. I'm gonna grab some gravel. Gonna need a lot of it. The reason I want vines is because it makes the general area look more trashy, more abandoned. Anyway, once I had a new building that looks with, in the rain with shaders. That looks ominous as fuck. And I'm gonna start just throwing it around over here. Because it's just like, just kind of trash that's been left around. But some of it in the floor too. And alright, this area already looks so much better. There's gonna be a hole to actually... It's basically gonna be the hole where my nether portal is gonna go now. There should be like some areas around, it's just like, yo, be careful. Anyway, next up, this area here, we're gonna have to make it look like the area was intentionally closed off by people. Okay, prudence. Yeah, alright, that's good. And there we go. This area has suddenly been entirely transformed. It looks a lot better, I must say. If you're wondering what this says, this is French for caution. Stay away. Or step away. Caution. Step away. Something like that, at least. Same right here is the portal, which I need to light. Test. Perfect. We're in. The next thing I want to do is something I actually started in episode 4 and then never finished for hundreds of days. That being this thing. This is my crop farm. Yeah, you farm these all manually, but I literally never come back here. So, whatever. I figured it would be just fun to have a big-ass crop farm. I need to actually expand this thing. The first floor is not even done. I'm gonna get the first floor finished soon. And then, once that floor is done, we'll move on to the second floor, which is going to have pumpkins and melons. Once I have access to mountains, that is. But you know, for this, I need a lot of deep slate. So, back to tunnel board. I have been doing a lot of deep slate mining. If you think this deep slate here is all I have, then you're wrong. And we're gonna need pretty much all the deep slate I've gathered, most likely, just for this project. As you can see, this place is really unfinished. Like, again, last time this area was touched, like, properly was like hundreds upon hundreds of days ago now. And to start out, we're just gonna place these bricks just all around. I'm not sure why I decided to go for a deep slate heavy block palette. It's just like, why go with a palette that requires a block that takes ages to gather a lot of? I think for the next layer, we just go around, like, this building actually looks complete now. I'm really happy about that. So real quick, I'm gonna go around here with a small layer here of deep slate tiles again. Okay, so we've got this outer ring going. And eventually, although we are going to continue this wall pattern we've got going down there, I want to actually get into a lot of dirt first. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the dirt mine at some point. But I really just don't want to. So, we're not going to. And by that I mean it's been probably a month since I've last recorded on this world. Well, I've been playing a lot of other games and also a lot on the Skyflat server. And you know what? I've just been very demotivated for this world. But hey, I'm back now. You know what? I've got some plans. So, let's talk about them. Firstly, we need to kill this creeper. Secondly, I want to talk about what we want to do next. Now, in the title and thumbnail, you're probably going to be seeing how I was working on a city. But we haven't worked on anything like that so far. And that's because we've been mainly just cleaning up the area and working on some other general chores. And you know what? I think we should finish those up by day 800, so that's in 50 days. As you'll notice behind me, that is the crop farm. I was working on it at some point, however, I ran out of dirt. So, I stopped. But you know what? If we're gonna finish that, then we need more dirt. So, what does a man do when he needs more dirt? He gets more dirt. So, let's get more dirt. Alright, Future Volden here. So, this is just me quickly talking because for the next 50 days, I was doing what I was calling a lightning round. Basically, seeing how much I could get done before day 800. So yeah, I'll play all the footage.
Welcome to my world, next episode. Sequel to the trilogy story I chose. I'm taking down the empire, that's my throne. I won't ever quit, no. I'm back in the fight. Won't stop believing. I'm back in the fight. And I'm never leaving, no. 'Cause it's history that I'm shaping. There's a legend that I'm making. I'm back in the fight. Yeah, I'm back in the fight. I'm back in the fight. Back in the fight. Yeah, I've been the hunter since I was young. I know what I want, won't ever play dumb. Baby, we live in a simulation. I'ma take over straight domination. I'm gonna break all these limitations. I'm gonna break all these limitations. This isn't up for negotiations. No negotiations. I'm back in the fight. Won't stop believing. I'm back in the fight. And I'm never leaving, no. 'Cause it's history that I'm shaping. There's a legend that I'm making. I'm back in the fight. Yeah, I'm back in the fight. I'm back in the fight.
And we've made it. It is now day 800. We're only 200 days away from day 1000. This is going to be the first time I will have ever reached 1,000 days in a Minecraft world. However, there's still a lot to do. As you can see behind me, we've been working on decorating the... It's building where I have my auto mob farm, but I'm trying to make it look kind of like a sweatshop, I guess. And that's all for this episode. Don't worry, you're going to get more of this city in episode 8. But for now, that is all. My name is Volton. Thank you for watching. Hello there, my name is Volton, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be on the flat world again, and this time we're going from day 800 to day 1000. Make sure you watch till the end because I do have some words to say at the end. It's worth noting that this entire episode was recorded with replay mod, and the reason for this was actually because of a YouTuber known as Toontomaton. His videos were always recorded with replay mod, and it always looked super good. Much better than anything recorded just from first person, like how I normally record my videos. My episodes going forward will be mostly recorded with a replay mod, with one or two exceptions here and there. Anyway, let's get into it. So, leaving off where we left off with episode 7, I had just finished working on most of the factory. And after that, I was intending on going to work on building these houses that would have basically populated most of the slums area of my flat world. However, here's the thing. I just didn't want to work on these. So, I did something else. Instead, I actually decided I would be making a sheep farm. The reason I was going to make one of it is because sheep farms are generally a basic farm that you should always have. I was going to be using it for planning things out. And by that, I mean just making outlines. Not that like Matica bull. Shortly after this, I decided to start work on the road project. The reason why I was making this big road was because I felt that until this point, my world was very disconnected. It felt like a lot of different projects, and this is partly in fault because of it being a Superflat world. So I decided to begin fixing this. And the first step to doing so was a road project. I first dug out the area, and then later put in a bunch of stairs and slabs. It will be bigger in the future, but for now, we have this. And you know, we're gonna have a bunch of pathways that go through into little areas around the entire town anyway, so it's fine. This does make the whole world feel a lot more whole anyway, so it works out. I decided to continue work on the hexagon building. The outline for this build was originally laid out back in earlier episode 6, so like the first half of 500 days. It's been a while, so I figured I should probably continue work on it. And I decided to get the back end finished because I knew that would be the hardest part. You know what, it looks pretty good. I'm also going to be mentioning this now because it's not very exciting. Really, I've been doing a lot of deepslate mining because in the future, I'm going to be using deepslate so much that there's probably going to be enough room to build my own ancient city down there at some point. That's how much deepslate I'm going to be needing. With all the newly acquired deepslate, I decided to finish up the rest of the walls for the hexagon building. I knew that if I didn't get around to them now, then they would sit around being unfinished. I figured I would do the roof later because that would require a lot of smooth stone slabs. Slabs I did not want to place. Or at least that's why I would be saying because I was not a dirty liar. No, actually, I am going to be finishing the building. In fact, I was so close to completion that just the idea of finishing it was what was driving me to finish it. Crazy how I can't finish some small buildings, but yet I can finish a whole ass factory building. Though I had to wait for all that stone to melt, so instead of waiting around like a peasant, I decided to turn this weird house that never really meant anything because the old story was scrapped. Instead, I replaced it with a bunch of rentals because honestly, this made much more sense considering the circumstances that all these people are living in, and also just makes just a lot more sense in general. Okay, pause. Since I'm using replay mod and I'm just explaining stuff, that means everything has gone by really quickly, and we're only 3 minutes in and it's already been 72 days. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this video should be normal length, and I have been meaning to make my episodes up shorter anyway. I do have a way of making this episode longer. You'll have to wait and see it though. Anyway, back to what we were doing. There was no more procrastinating, it was time to build the roof. So I got some stairs placed in, and then it was time to put in a ton of smooth stone slabs. These took a while to get, I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? It looks great. The outlines were placed like 400 days ago, so I'm glad to have the whole thing finally done. I also decided to finish up that sweatshop building near the back of that. I'd started on 800 days, but didn't really finish. Timeout. Let me remind you of something. During these past few episodes, I've slowly added on to this dirt pattern on the ground. However, we haven't done very much of it. I plan on changing that this episode, and to do that, I'm going to need a lot of dirt. So, that's what I did. I grabbed a lot of dirt. I decided to start by firstly just doing the area just around the factories and whatnot. I figured this area you needed the most attention since,
we've already been focusing on it, and plus I kind of just wanted to hide that villager path, since at this point I just kind of want all traces of the village to be gone. You probably can't see it that well because I'm using the bare bones texture pack, but basically, the design I'm using for the ground is just a combination of coarse dirt and normal dirt. It's worth knowing now that I think maybe even like up to like half of the play time in these later 100 days was basically just me doing this dirt pattern in the floor. I'm probably not going to be showing that much of it because it's not that interesting. I also decided today to finally just get rid of these houses over here because honestly, I really just I've never enjoyed working on them. They've always just been a drag, and honestly, I've never wanted to work on them. You know what, I knew that if I wanted to make progress in this world, something needed to change. So, I decided to just cut my loss and get rid of these houses. And you know what, I have a lot better plans for what's going to go here. So yeah, don't worry, it'll all work out. And I've begun construction on the replacement here. This is basically going to be a bunch of houses like 10 minutes from the Gilded Age of the United States, lined up like this. However, one of the rooms is actually bigger than the others, so whoever gets those is actually filthy rich because... yeah, this is a capitalist economy, you know? I actually remember this building one of the most expensive ones I've had to do in a while because of how many bricks and granite I had to use. Because the only way I can get those is by buying them. But however, I don't have sufficient villagers currently. I'll have to sort that out in episode 10. Anyway, the last thing we had to do was integrate it into the world by using pathways and the dirt trick I showed you before. It's very easy. Now, it's time for us to move on to another building. It'll be right next to this one. The next build is going to be a school building. I've had this in mind for a while now, actually. I decided that I would map it out first with an outline made of wool blocks from the wool factory. And then I figured for the outside, I would use deep slate. Anyway, I put it in the walls and floor, and then I started putting in all the details like the lockers, and eventually I built up the rooms, which I used using stone brick. The carpet though was a bit of a pain because I used the full blocks for some reason. So I decided to get some furniture in next. I figured, no, may as well just make it basic. And so I went with dark oak. For the roof, even more basic, just like in school, just tiles. Just infinite amounts of tiles. I knew I wanted the school to look big, but I didn't think there was room for a second floor. So instead, I decided to just make the roof look more magnificent. And that worked. Hey, what the hell are you doing? You're late for class. Come on, get in here. Now, you might be late, but you didn't miss anything too substantial. Just take a seat. Now, because the next few days are just kind of filled with chores, I figured this would be a good enough time to explain the actual story of this world, because it has changed a lot, and just in general, you know, I think it's about time I properly explain the story of this world. So, let's explain it. We go back to 2024. The year you are probably watching this in. 2 years prior to that, though, the Russo-Ukrainian War had broken out, and by 2024, the war was still going, despite Russian President Putin claiming it to be a 3-day operation. So, France decided to directly send their own forces to assist Ukrainians. Putin, however, had warned that this would start a nuclear war, to which he was unfortunately not bluffing. The world would fall into a nuclear Armageddon, and many of the governments lost control, before eventually, the whole world was basically anarchy for a long time, before finally, everything settled. And after a while, a new empire arose in Europe, this being the Third French Empire. It was a big empire, it was very respectable, it's the strongest one in Europe. However, eventually, everyone was tired of the autocratic policies, and a new movement arose. This being the Industrial Independence Movement, a movement to free the North from the control of the Empire. Turns out there were a lot of movements like this, and well, by basically the early 2000s, the Empire was gone, and there was just the French state. Industria, however, had snatched basically everything important to the Third French Empire, making it the new strongest country in Europe. Although it was formed on a basis of freedom, over time, it would develop to not be very free. People grew power hungry, especially due to how powerful they had become from everything, really. And for a while, industry would survive. Over in North America, in the meantime, the United States of America had crumbled. The government had to flee Washington, D.C., and set up refuge in an outpost to the south of it. By then, basically, that was the only thing the government controlled. Everything else, just like it, was anarchy. Over time, they gained a reputation of more so being raiders now, more than anything. But finally, they decided to begin focusing on a reconquest of sorts, and regaining the lands of the former United States, or at least something like it. And they began to expand. However, this expansion became very costly, and ended up being very much slowed down. And by 3024, this is what it looks like. However, nobody calls it the United States of America, despite this still being basically the same government. People now call it the United States of Fredonia. It's because it's supposed to insult the Fredonian government a bit, because, it's derived from freedom, while it's not more like a country name, even though, at this point, the country was de facto fascist. But the government ran with it, and the new constitution would enforce the name United States of Fredonia. Their goals of reuniting the United States in some form had never vanished, and maybe they never will. Meanwhile, back with Industria, in 3001, the Lowland Rebellion broke out. The Lowlands had had enough of Industrian oppression, believing the country had truly become just nothing more than another version of the Third French Empire, and they wanted independence to form a new Benelux of some sorts. This rebellion was crushed, and in the past 20 years, the Lowlands have been under the military occupation. Maybe things aren't going so well for Industria after all. There is a German autonomous zone, which roughly follows where the German population lives. But maybe they're not happy either. The future will change for Industria. But for now, it survives. Anyway, back to work. The last thing I wanted to do this episode was get this big splotch here filled in. It's like the third bite of the sandwich. You just gotta get it done. And the thing I wanted to do here was make a marketplace. I've had this idea in mind for a long time, and I just wanted to do it already. So, I used a lot of wool from the wool factory to make canopies and whatever, and I was able to get a pretty nice marketplace going. You know what, it looks really nice during the nighttime too. After that, it was simply just a means of putting in the same ground pattern that I've shown you all before. This is very easy to add at this point, and it's really just not really worth talking about. At this point, it was basically just a matter of time until I reached day 1000, and I just had some more building projects to do. Eventually, after all the hard work throughout the past year, not joking, it finally happened. Day 1000.
In the echoes of the night, we find our way.
So now that we've hit day 1000, what's next? Well, you're actually probably going to be seeing episode 9 tomorrow, actually, because episode 9 will be the world tour, which will basically show everything we've done from day 1 that still exists to day 1000. After that, I'll be taking a break from this world. There's some other Superflat related stuff that I've been wanting to do. And you know what? I think it would just be generally a good idea if I just start doing some stuff that's, not this world. Just so that way, I can branch out of it. It's not all the same thing. And although I do enjoy this world, I kind of need a break. Especially since it's actually nearly a year old now. But nonetheless, I will see you guys at the world tour tomorrow. Goodbye.